every single generation, the older generation looks at the younger generation and they're like, bro, I don't like you, right? And then they think that America is now in rapid decline. Neil deGrasse Tyson saying that America is in rapid decline is interesting. I haven't actually gotten into it yet, so we'll see if America is in fact in rapid decline or if it's just that he's from a different generation looking at the younger generation and they're just like, ew. Could be. Again, I'm a millennial. I'm in the direct center of millennials, ranging from the age 27 to 42 currently, right? Direct center. And I look at Gen Z and I'm like, I don't even understand how you made it out of the house today without crying at least once, right? That's the type of thing I look at Gen Z and I'm telling you, right? And so it's interesting. It could be something generational. But let's jump into this immediately, guys. This is a suggestion via a donation. I thoroughly cannot wait to actually see what's happening here. But let's see where this takes us, guys.
This was the future in 1988, right? This is drawn in the 1950s, in 60s, thinking about the 1960s, thinking about the 1980s. Let's take a close look at what's going on in America. I think we have fear of numbers.
Fear of numbers.
For example, okay, here goes one.
Let's go.
Maybe it's not fear, maybe it's ignorance of numbers. Okay.
All right, let's go.
Science.
Oh, no. Bro, I honestly hope that someone in Congress did not say this, bro. I'm just going to be honest.
Literacy
but I believe
is rampant in our culture. Who was it? I'm not telling.
Please, bro, no, say the name. I'm going to find out. Who said that, bro? Hold on.
I've changed my views 360. If you don't remember what 360 degrees is, it is that, okay? Now, I wonder, maybe the congressperson did do that. Exactly.
Right.
Maybe they're just trying to fool you. Maybe they're trying to make you think they changed their mind, but they did not. Okay? I'd have more respect for them lying with correct math. Okay?
Oh, no. Okay, so I think it's Representative Maxine Waters, the Democrat from what looks to be California. She was speaking to Henry Hyde when she then said, you have done a 360 turn. I think that's the closest statement here. It seems like he may have reworded it potentially. Because we cannot find an actual quote. I mean, I'm looking online and I don't see any like very specific quote, but this one does definitely resemble at least.
But I'm pretty sure he was telling the truth with math ignorance. Half the schools in the district are below average. You know, that's kind of what an average sort of is, right?
Right.
About half below. That's kind of what, not exactly maybe, but pretty much so.
Right.
Technically, that would be, what would that be? The median, technically, but still.
Right.
What the journalist probably meant to say was half the schools are below standards or below grade level, but they said below average, which meant they were mathematically illiterate. If that were actually true, something would be wrong with the state of mathematics. Here's one, a little more subtle. 80% of airplane crash survivors had studied the locations of the exit doors on takeoff. So you say, well, I'm going to study where the exit doors are. Because I want to be in that 80%. That's a good percentage to be in, isn't it?
I mean, the percentage is already minuscule with them being a survivor.
That's good. So, but think about this. Wait, what's so funny?
Go ahead, let's go.
So think about, here, let me just posit a question to you.
Right.
Suppose 100% of the dead people study the locations of the exit doors on takeoff. You would never know because they're dead, all right? So this statistic is basically meaningless to act upon.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying. This one, you get this a lot. The state lottery is a tax on the poor. We've heard this because poor people spend a disproportionate fraction of their income on
lottery.
State lotteries.
Right.
Does Washington have a state lottery? No, every state has. But really, I don't think of it this way.
Okay.
I think of it as the state lottery is a tax on all those people who never did well in their math class. That's how.
Right, because if they knew, they would not be doing it. Right. I mean, I did an entire video on the concept of lottery over on the Mr. Elboy Discusses channel, guys. If you want to see that, you can check it out. You can. I'm sure he's about to dive into it, so I'm gonna let it.
I think about it. How about buildings? You go into buildings. 80% of all buildings are missing a 13th floor.
Right.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. 15, 16. I feel like going into all these elevators with a Sharpie, crossing out the floor, putting it, and saying, that's the 13th floor. You're
Absolutely.
not fooling anybody. This is 21st century America, and we have people afraid of the number 13. And what happens when you get to lobby and then you go to floors below the lobby? What do they call them? B for basement, SB, sub SBB. Can I buy a vowel, please? Like, what are you doing there? We have perfectly good nomenclature for going below the lobby level. They're called negative numbers, okay?
Right.
We know how to do this. It is well understood. But of course, this is America. There is a place in the world that has negative numbers. Oh, it's in Germany. Oh my gosh. Oh, by the way, is this a science museum? No, it's a history museum. Germany. That's a closer look in case you missed it.
Right. You see it.
Okay?
-1.
There's also bad physics. All right? Now, this illustration requires an explanation. This is an ad for Holiday Inn.
That's
Now,
a terrible
admittedly,
ad.
this is Holiday Inn England rather than Holiday Inn America.
Okay.
But Holiday Inn is an American company.
Right.
Now, this is an ad for a new marketing plan where you can have what they're calling bed warmers pre-warm your bed for you before you go to sleep at night.
Well, that's nasty.
Okay?
I don't want that. I don't want that.
So the people on either side are the bed warmers.
Right.
Now, of course, he's looking at her and not him. Just interesting fact there. But
not that interesting. Kind of expected.
This is a thermodynamically pointless exercise. Because the only way you're going to get the body heat from those two people is if they are naked in your bed. But for reasons of sanitation, they are not only fully clothed, they are fully insulated. If you're insulated, your heat is not coming out. It stays within all of your clothing, so they are not heating the bed.
They're just getting it dirty with their outside germs.
At all.
Right.
Whoever thought this up never took Physics 101. If they did, then these two people would be naked. I got another one.
Yeah, again, still, no thank you. I don't want these random people in the bed I'm about to get into, bro. I don't know you.
Is there any Bayer, the Bayer Corporation, do they have plants out here? No? Good, okay. This is an ad from Bayer.
Like aspirin,
where they are boasting that they send their scientists into the schools to help out. So Bayer employees volunteer in a hands-on, inquiry-based program, making science make sense, to help kids develop a lasting passion for science. You're on. Try to get them interested. Now, first of all, they've got a black kid and a woman. Like, apparently these are the problem cases that you got to get interested. Like, how about the white kid with the tattoo who just got off the motorcycle? Where's he? Okay? But, okay, so these are the problem kids, okay? The woman and the black kid.
I think that's just regular marketing, bro. That may be a reach. So be honest, that may just be a reach.
All right, let's see what we're trying to get them interested in. Try to get them interested in.
Like, guys, my wife does marketing. My wife is in marketing. And I have absolutely been a photographer for a really long time. And it comes down to, it just is what it is. Unless they strategically sat down and were like, you know what, I'm going to do this for very specific areas and this for other areas. Generally, when I worked on a campaign, it was for like a universal market. But
why lighter things fall faster than heavier things?
Wait a second. Hold on, bro. Wait.
That's a tough one, huh?
That's not the question.
It's tough because that doesn't happen in this universe.
Right. That's what I'm trying to understand here. That can't be the question, bro. That's not the question. I refuse to believe.
Yes, they would finally fix the ad. You're on. Try to get them interested in why lighter things fall as fast as heavier things. That's the Galilean experiment. But what's clear is that that previous ad was written by somebody. Nobody caught the error. It was typeset. It was laid out. It was printed. No one caught the error.
Right.
Nobody in the entire chain of command.
Of Bayer with like science.
From the first person who composed it to the copy editor of the magazine ad.
Yeah, it's pitiful, bro.
So what's clear is that that whole chain of people are the ones who should be in this photo and not these two kids.
Well played. Theory of physics.
The American Physical Society meets, it's sort of my professional physics organization, and choose a city. Occasionally, this one time we met in Las Vegas, but this is what happened here. Vegas asked them never to return to.
I mean, they understand the odds. Understand.
To the city.
Understand that.
We're talking about America, people. Bad engineering. What is this? Okay, levees broke in New Orleans,
right.
2005.
Katrina.
If you read accounts of this, they say, oh, Katrina came in and Hurricane Katrina, bad hurricane. Excuse me, pause, back up. Do you know Katrina was category 5 in the Gulf? On landfall, it was category 3. It had already passed over New Orleans. People were sweeping up some of the broken branches in the street. Then the levees broke. The city survived the hurricane just fine. What it is they didn't survive was faulty engineering. That was the problem in 2005. And I submit to you that you look at these images and people hoping to get rescued from their rooftops, and you ask yourself, what country is this? Some of us who are old enough, we used to see film loops of third world countries where you see an absence of infrastructure, people towing their belongings with an ox through mud. And you say, oh, that's the third world. We live in America. What country is this? In the middle of Manhattan, a steam pipe explodes. People died. Steam? Don't we know how to move steam from one place to another? Wait a minute, we're actually still using steam? What? Okay. I'm not going far back in time to get these stories.
I know.
Bridge collapses.
All right, I see where. Okay. Hold on. The United States of America absolutely does have an infrastructure issue. That is real. That is a reality. A lot of these things were built a long time ago, and no one really is. I mean, obviously they're being maintained, but a lot of these things need to be reinforced. It's just a fact. We need more money for that, and less money for the nonsense that we actually spend it on. But all right.
35, Minnesota. A bridge collapsed?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You go through Europe, there's still bridges standing from the Roman Empire. We can't put a bridge over that?
Like full-blown, like Roman aqueducts in Segovia in Spain.
All right.
And even further back, there are still things from the Phoenicians in Spain, bro. There are things from the Moors in the 13 and 1200s, guys, in Spain. Look at Alhambra in Spain. Yeah, he's right.
That's not a river. This is a brook. All right. What?
Right. That is a crazy
What
image.
country is this? Let's go to Los Angeles. Trains collide. People get hurt. Some people die.
Trains
you think
collide.
we would have figured this one out? A train comes this way, you don't send another train the opposite direction on the same track. That would be like commandment number 1. All right, railroads 101.
Absolutely catastrophic.
A crane collapsed. Back in New York, a crane collapsed. What, you can't hold up a crane? What country is this? Hurricanes come. We say, run! Now, here's what's interesting. I think these people already know about this, okay? So, this is useless information to all these people.
Right.
Now,
show them where to go to get to safety rather than saying, hey, there's a hurricane in the Gulf. They know that. They're leaving.
Here's what happens. If you don't have scientists and engineers in your midst, when a hurricane comes or some kind of a natural disaster, your first thought is stockpile food and run. But if you're an engineer or a scientist and the disaster's coming, you say, how can I avert that disaster?
Right.
I foresee a day where a hurricane forms in the Gulf. You put in some kind of apparatus that taps the energy of that hurricane, and that energy drives the electricity of the city that would otherwise be destroyed by the hurricane had it continued to go through.
Like find a way to utilize the overall overwhelming power from one of these hurricanes or tornadoes. That's absolutely forward. I like the idea of that. I don't know how we're going to do that, again, because we're not focusing on figuring that out, right? But that sounds like an amazing plan. Again, not sure how that would even be plausible, but either way.
That's the kind of thinking that needs to go on in this world.
That's very forward. Very forward.
What country is this? I'm not going far back in time here. This is, yesterday's news. What country are we living in? There's more what's going on. Profound science illiteracy in this country. Here's a book that I read before I came here.
Okay. How to defend yourself against alien abduction. I am sorry to tell you that if the aliens come specifically, we're done out here, guys. There's nothing that we have to do, bro. We're just going to be obliterated. By us, because they will in fact be us. Long story short.
I read it in its entirety. I heeded its advice.
Okay. Elaborate, sir.
I wanted to make sure I showed up for you this evening. So someone has to write this book. An editor says, hey, that's a good idea for a book.
Right.
A publisher publishes it. They put it on the shelf, and then people buy it. How about this one? And this is one. How to Survive 2012. Tactics and survival places for the coming pole shift. Pole shift? Where'd they get that from? The pole? The end of the world? In there is the Mayan calendar. Because clearly the Mayans knew more about astrophysics than any of us do today. Clearly.
Well played. Well played.
And wait a minute, next Saturday. Whoa, next Saturday. Whoa.
Judgment Day.
What country is this?
It's the United States of America.
What?
This is definitely the United States of America, 100%. I can't imagine any of these people being taken serious anywhere else. At all. And I don't know why we take these people serious. I know I don't, right? But I just have no idea how and why we do this to ourselves. Like, we need to focus more on educating ourselves, guys, as a mass, guys.
Millennium is this.
Yeah, right.
So what's interesting is originally they said the world was going to end May 21st, but then it was revised, and so apparently the 21st is only Judgment Day. So Jesus is coming on the 21st, and I'm guessing that he's really pissed, okay?
Most likely.
At human beings. So 5 months later is the asserted end of the world, as evidenced right here, the end of the world, and there's not much sand left in that clock. Right. You can translate this into any language. There's an audio reading of this, and you can get the printer-friendly PDF version of this account. What country is this? I'll show you where this comes. Answering the question, did human beings, as we know them, develop from an earlier species of animals? This is simply evolution by natural selection.
Right.
So if you're this is countries ranked, sort of Western countries and countries that are otherwise developed by the modern use of that word. So if you're this sort of the green bar, it means yes to that question, which means that you're convinced by evolution. If you're this sort of amber bar on the right, it means no. And if you're the white in between, it means you're unsure. So yeah. America's got to be up there somewhere. No.
It's going to be way at the bottom because, again, the United States of America probably is a place with the most religious people. That's really what it is. The places that are at the top of the list are some of the best places on this planet to live in, guys. I'm telling you, if you've ever been to any of those places listed there, you'll understand instantly what I'm saying. All right, but all right, let's get it.
Now, Iceland, Denmark, Sweden, France, Japan, Britain, Norway, Belgium, Spain, Germany, Italy, Netherlands, Hungary, Luxembourg,
right,
Iceland,
keep going down,
Slovenia,
bro. Keep
Finland,
going down.
Czech Republic, Estonia, Portugal, Malta, Switzerland, Slavic Republic, Poland, Austria, Croatia, Romania.
And keep in mind, I'm talking about the top 10, like the top 10 places. Some of these other places, I'm going to pass on, guys. They're beautiful, absolutely, but I try to stay out of East Europe.
Greece, Bulgaria, Lithuania, Latvia, Cyprus, United States of America. Edging out Turkey by a nose. There it is.
Amazing.
What country is this? Maybe we should just move back to the caves. Let's analyze it a little further. Here's a map.
Okay.
This map has the area of each country.
Is that a real map? Yeah, it's a real map.
Portioned according to their surface area on the globe, which means...
Guys, what's funny is that there are so many, like the globe that you buy in the store, the map that they also teach you, like in school. All these maps are fake, guys. I just want you to know this. It's meant to show mainly North America and Europe bigger than everywhere else, right? Like it's purposely meant to show that, right? But this is in fact the real map. It's like the real size of all the actual the countries. So don't get things confused, guys. We are, in fact, not as big as we think we are, guys. All right? Do not fall for those idiotic maps that are in every school and on every globe. Google Maps, iPhone Maps.
It's a normal map. Okay. So, it's a normal map. Okay. So what we're about to do is morph the area of each country according to how much peer-reviewed science research is conducted in that country.
Okay.
Okay, let's do that. So this is a measure of who's doing the most science in the world. Mm-hmm. Some countries will shrink relative to that area you see here. Others will expand depending on how active they are in science. So let's check out what happens when we do this. Well, the United States is sitting fat and pretty there, I'd say. That's America, yeah. Yeah, okay. Wait, what's that big purple region away? Whoa, what was that? What's that purple?
I don't even recognize it, bro.
Whoa.
What is it, bro?
What country is that? Japan, kicking major science butt on the map right there. One of the great tragedies is Africa shrinking to nothing in area on this chart compared with the area it actually occupies in the world.
Right, which is
that is a modern day tragedy right there.
Right.
Given the natural resources that are prevalent within it.
Yeah, because they don't own their own natural resources.
Europe is huge. They split formerly Eastern Europe, that's in blue, from Western Europe, that's in those shades of pink. So, Oh, and there you have Brazil. That's the aerospace industry kicking in there. All right, so you look at this, you say, hey, we're doing pretty good. Tyson, what are you complaining about? Okay.
Yeah, because we're doing it, but then there's swaths of people who are like, facts? I don't like facts. Facts are silly. How dare you tell me something that's true? I have to go with what I feel or what. Let's not do this. Let's go.
Okay. This is the wrong map.
I don't need to get canceled again.
What you want to look at is not how much science is going on. No. You want to look at the change in how much science is going on. Okay. From the year 2000 to 2010. That's the trend line. That is the future of the world. Compare the difference in published research papers in all sciences between 2000 and 2010. And you get this. Europe is even bigger. Japan is even bigger.
Right.
China is huge.
Right.
Africa is even smaller. This is the changing landscape of the world.
Yep.
As
I can definitely see this here.
Everyone else understands the value of innovative investments in science and technology in ways that we do not.
And if you look at it, right, all of these places are combined, probably do not even have a fraction of what we have in religion here. We're focusing on religion rather than actual scientific advancements like we used to. Like we used to absolutely care about like our future in a way, right? Now, what are we doing, bro?
We slowly fade. This is the fading that worried me when Russia says, oh, you guys want to join us for a mission that will save your West Coast? You say, well, sure. Well, we got our space program. We lead the world in space. How about space? We've got some faulty memory going on. One of them is that we're space pioneers.
Right.
That's a faulty memory. Okay? Yuri Gagarin was launched into orbit 50 years ago, April 12th. Okay? We all know that. Did you know, however, that he, and I tweeted this, by the way, he was the fourth mammal to achieve this feat.
What feat?
After dogs, guinea pig, and mice.
Okay.
Then a human, they all Russian, a Russian dog, Laika, guinea pig and mice, then Yuri Gagarin. So let's look at the full list. Dogs, in order, dogs, guinea pigs, mice, Russian human, chimpanzee, American human. Does that sound like we're pioneers here? We come behind Russian mice. The Russians did all this first. They came up with the rocket formula, for goodness sake. This is the formula that tells you that most of the fuel in your rocket that's yet to be burned requires fuel to lift it to a place so that you can later on burn it. That's why the Saturn V rocket, 32 stories tall, the astronauts are in the up a little bitty bit, and all the rest is a bomb, basically. Right? First satellite, first animal, first human, first woman, first black person in space, first to land on the moon with the robots, first lunar rover. They photographed the far side of the moon, Earthrise from the moon, Venus, Mars, spacewalk. Now we have a few firsts. We have a couple.
Okay,
first
what are
space
they?
docking, first to land on the moon. We crossed the asteroid belt first.
Okay.
First to achieve hyperbolic velocity that escapes the solar system. Okay.
Right.
But still,
yeah,
this is hardly what you would call
with Voyager
pioneering behavior. This was.
Oh, whoa, guys. He pointed out a lot, right? I mean, I've never heard him say at one time in this video that America was rapidly declining, but I can see how you can kind of get that from what he said. All he did was basically give us back to back on why we may not be the best any longer. I know we're not. I mean, I live on two continents, guys. I can definitely see the changes, right? I know where I feel more comfortable in. I know that there's less crime. I don't even lock my door in Spain, right? So just like, there are differences, right? We once were the best. I know it. I can tell you this right now. We absolutely did all of these things, but unfortunately, I don't think we are, and it saddens me that we're not, this great place that, wanted to do things for the future and continue innovating and inventing and building, but we're too wrapped up in nonsense, right? All we do is battle each other over literally red and blue. Right, we're not moving forward. Like we probably have the most amount of just straight ignorant people in a group of within our borders, right, than anywhere else. I'm telling you, it feels like it at least. And again, I have over 140 passport stamps, guys. I've been to so many countries. Okay, I can tell you that we need work, guys. Like we seriously need to work on ourselves. We need to be better to our neighbors, right? Stop caring about your political party, bro. Stop caring. Let's innovate again. Can we please just innovate again? Let's stop caring about what this ridiculous, like commercial media, right, is telling us what we should be caring about, because there's too many people who are wrapped up in literal nonsense, right? They're not looking at science. They're not looking at anything because it goes against what they may believe in that very specific moment or have believed their entire life. And we are not innovating any longer. We're not. We're not working on our infrastructure. We seem not to care about that. Obviously, that would be a big thing for many people. We could probably fix a lot of unemployment if we could, in fact, push people towards fixing all of this faulty, broken, old infrastructure, terrible roads, holes in roads. Bro, again, I live in the south of Spain in Andalusia, and I can tell you right now, I don't see potholes, bro. I haven't. There's no trash on the streets, guys. And the closest city I live in, basically, in terms of distance. I think there's like 7 million people in it, bro. There's no trash on the streets. People are not sitting here fighting each other over political affiliations. Not like that, guys. It's just not a thing. I don't know, bro. We need to understand that we have a lot more in common than we have in terms of like differences, basically, guys. The differences are minuscule. Minuscule, bro. But all right, listen. You guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly.